when we last left off, we had finished building the actual foundation for our home, as well as the walls. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start out with the process of creating a ceiling and then a roof. So to start out, we need to go ahead and go to front view of our house. Alright, from front view, we're going to tab into edit mode, press Z, and if you notice here, there's not very much of a ceiling or room for a ceiling right there. It's a very small area from the actual top of the windows to where we would place our roof or ceiling. So what we're going to do is go ahead and press B to highlight everything, extrude them up. We're going to go 0.25, then we're going to press E one more time and 0.25. Alright, from here we've extruded a little bit so it looks a little better. We have a little space from the top of our window. We're going to go back into edit mode, box select, H to hide the entire bottom half of the house. From there we're going to select the very top row of vertices, H to hide those, and we're also going to hide this row. So we should only have that middle row of vertices left over. From here we're going to tab and press 7 to go to top mode. Now there are two different ways that you can create the ceiling for your house, and I'm going to go ahead and go over both ways really quick. The first way is by finding a area where you can choose 4 corners and then just facing that area off like so. So we're going to go ahead and do these, and as you see here, we don't actually have like rectangular area, so we're going to face it to where some of the lines are actually diagonal, which is okay because in the next wall we'll be able to face that off. You don't actually have to connect all of the vertices as long as the entire open area is covered. Alright, come down here, face these off, and oops, that one, and triangles and such are okay. Alright, so basically that's for your square areas. Now if you have something more like this, where you have a lot of open space and a lot of turns and such, what we want to do is go ahead and grab the entire outline. I did that by pressing Alt and right clicking on a loop, and I need to shift click that. I'm going to deselect these right there, and we're going to press E to extrude, S to scale, and then we're going to press 0 to scale all the way down to 0. From here we're going to AA, deselect all, and then reselect all. Press space, type remove doubles, and press enter. That's going to remove all the doubles right here so that this will act as one vertex. So that's basically it. And then you want to press 1, Alt hide, A to deselect all, and then select the middle and the entire bottom half. We're going to hide that, and then we're going to repeat the process for the top half of our ceiling. Alright, now that we've created the ceiling for both of our areas, we're going to go ahead and go to front view. We're going to hover our cursor right over the top of our house, then we're going to go to top view and place it somewhere near the center. Now, my roof is going to be slightly more complicated than the average roof. I'll cover the basics, and also if you have a more advanced roof, I'll let you know how to do that as well. So we're going to go ahead and press Shift A, plane. We're going to move that over, scale it up. Actually, I'm just going to grab this. Oops. Alright. I'm going to delete that plane. I'm going to tab out of edit mode. Then I'm going to shift A and add a plane. Then I'm going to go into edit mode on that plane. I'm going to drag that out a little bit. And I'm going to scale that on the y-axis. Alright, and if you'll notice, I do have quite a bit of overhang right in this general area, and that's because I actually want the roof to hang off of the side of the house as it would in a real house. So I'm going to drag this out just a little bit more. I'm going to add an edge loop by pressing Control R and finding the area. Go to front view, drag that loop up just a little bit. Feel free to make your house roof as high as you like. I feel that that's a pretty good height for the house that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. I'm going to select all, Shift D to duplicate, rotate it 90 degrees, and then I'm going to move it over, scale it up on the y-axis. Alright. And from here, I'm going to grab this. Now I'm not going to do the traditional roof, so I'm just going to grab this and drag it out a little bit so that I have much more of a long slant in my roof. Normally that edge would be right in the center of that roof, but it is your house, so feel free to do it in whichever way is more appealing to you. Alright. Now from here, I'm going to grab this edge loop. I'm going to go into front view. I'm going to extrude and scale it down just a little bit. Then I'm going to press Alt 1 to go into rear view. I'm going to grab this edge loop in the back here, and then I'm going to extrude and scale it down to the same exact as the front. So I basically just want everything to overlap, just like that. I'm going to press A to deselect all, and then you'll notice this side over here is really thin as to this side being really thick. So I'm going to grab those two vertices, I'm going to grab these two vertices, and then I'm just going to move that over just a little bit so that it evens it out a bit. Also, you'll notice right here the two vertices are not actually touching the roof anymore. They've come up just a little bit. So you can see a little space right there. So I'm going to tab into wireframe mode. I'm going to grab these two vertices and I'm going to move them down until they're actually touching the ceiling. Alright. Then I'm going to go on the other side and do the same exact thing. And I want to make sure I get it as close to the ceiling as possible. Just like that. Alright. From here, what I'm going to do is go ahead and create the lip for the roof. So I'm going to select this edge right here. I'm going to go into side view, extrude, and drag it back just a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing for this one. E to extrude and drag it back just a little bit. From there, I'm going to go ahead and grab that back the back two loops, and I'm going to press F to face them. And I'm going to grab these two loop edges and press F to face those as well. Okay, so as you can see here, this is overlapping, so what I'm going to do to fix that is create another edge loop in this roof over here. Actually, I'm going to grab these and drag them out just a little bit. Then I'm going to take this edge loop, move it up, right, and I need to create one more right there, and then I'm just going to delete that vertex. From here, I'm going to do the same thing with this roof that I did with the front and rear of the house. I'm going to extrude, scale it down just a little bit, go to front view, extrude, take it back, and face it off. Grab these two edges, and I'm going to face them with these two edges. Right there, so that we can create a nice firm bottom. Tab out. Here we go, everything's looking good. And I'm going to create a bottom for this roof over here as well. So I'm going to grab this corner, I'm going to go and find this corner and that corner. Alright, now the next thing I want to do is I have this back area right here that I need to cover with a roof as well. So basically I'm just going to create an edge loop here, drag it down, and then I'm going to create another one here, Shift E or Control E to edge slide. I'm going to connect that there. Grab these 6 vertices here, Control E, edge slide, and get that edge loop as close to that wall right there as I can. From there, I'm going to tap back into wireframe, grab all of these vertices right here, and all of these, and then I'm just going to extrude them out on the y-axis. Just like that. Alright. So now we have a fairly decent roof on our house. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Over the next week or so, I'm going to be releasing all of the rest of the tutorials to complete this house series. I thank you guys for being patient with me and waiting, and hopefully over the next week or two we can get this house finished up and then move on to the game tutorial, the game engine tutorial that I have planned for us next. Oh, actually, while we're here, also don't forget that you should create a floor for your house as well. and the way that you're going to create the floor is in the same exact way that we created the ceilings. So you guys should be able to cover that, and I will see you in the next video.